Yo, what up? It's your boy, Baby Horchata, and we are here today with In the Cut with Los Cutter at headquarters Chicago.
What up,
What's
dude?
the word, Este?
Man, here, just finally, episode number 1, podcast number 1, finally. What's up, Ruben?
What's it do? What it do? You just got back from Miami, bro.
Literally just landed and came straight to work.
Man, trabajo.
Shout out to the team for getting this entire studio set up, and it feels good to come in here and just sit down and talk.
Y hablamos por todo.
Yeah, of course.
And
man.
today, this show is dedicated to the fans. Earlier today, Los Cut put on his Instagram and his socials questions that you wanted to get asked and answered personally by none other than the man himself. Me, personally, I'm an actor, comedian, producer, and I'll be tapping into one of these questions, but there's just some that I have absolutely no idea about. And you know what? We're going to get right into it, bro.
Yeah, we got a few, man. Shout out to everybody that wrote a DM and brought a topic up. It gives us something to talk about. So, Ruben, I sent them all to you, and you pick your choice, and let's get it going for the viewers, man.
This one is good because I actually want to know this one as well. This question is from Angel Fade Away on Instagram, and his question was a retirement plan for barbers.
Oh, man, there's a lot of ways. I mean, right now, they got business courses, like shout out to Chris Basio and a lot of other big names in the industry that are having these business courses for you guys to attend. Now, they do have this Wealth is Health out in Miami, November 13th, 14th, 2022 this year, where you can go and talk to a lot of entrepreneurs and people that have made it, and you'll probably get some of the best advice. But to me, it's hard to speak on it simply because I'm not retired. I'm still active. I'm still moving around, right? But what I like to do is I like to just plan accordingly every 5 years. Every 5 years is a goal. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. So every 5 years, I just try to have a goal where I want to be. And I definitely don't want to be at 35, right? I don't want to be that 40-something-year-old educator that's still moving around, trying to be relevant. I think at that time, all my stage work would be done, and it would be more about just being behind the scenes and maybe helping somebody younger, someone from the new generation to blow up. But my personal retirement plan was to build the space that we have here at headquarters and to be able to not just create content for myself and my career, but to be able to bring up future artists and future platform artists and future hairstylists. And I mean, any type of person that's an entrepreneur, this space is going to be valuable for you simply because today's world, content is like money, right? The more followers you have, the more viewers you have, the more content, the richer you are in a sense, the more opportunity you have.
Yep.
So I think if you're trying to come up with a great retiring plan, this is just something that you have to just, it depends on every person, to each his own, right? What are everyone's personal goals? And some people can cut hair till they're 80 and be happy with it. Some people don't want to cut hair past 30. So it all depends on you personally and just plan ahead. But like I said, if you want to get the best advice from me, attend these business seminars, like the real ones, the real business seminars, and you get a bang for your buck.
No, and that's definitely real, bro, because, I mean, even in every aspect, you know, on this end, too, sometimes we get a lot of jobs that are cash at the end, which, you know, it's difficult, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to when Uncle Sam is knocking on that door and he's asking the question, how do you know, get so much from here, and you're just like, how do I explain, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of times, bro, a lot of my friends that are barbers, they have issues getting houses, they have issues, you know, just because they can't prove that they make this income, you know what I'm saying?
It's not even that. Even if you can prove, it's always harder, man. It's always easier when you work for a corporation or you have a 9-to-5, it's easier to show paperwork and people are going to give you a loan. But when you're just an entrepreneur itself, for some reason, they make it so much harder. This is why, like, as barbers, right? I don't know how it is for, like, comedians and actors, but being a barber, you're able to work with different type of people. And some of these people that you're able to cut, they might be, like, brokers. They might be, like, you know, people that work for real estate. They might be people that work for banks and help you with loans. And this is why it's so important to talk to your client, man. And I've learned this because I think at one point, 12 years in cutting hair, it was always just about being at the barbershop and talking and fooling around with the barbers and joking around and not really paying attention to my client. And it wasn't until I moved into my own personal space that I was like, okay, this is awkward. It's just me and this guy. Damn, I got to actually talk to this guy. And then I got to really know my clients. And I'm like, damn, this whole time you worked for this person, you worked for that. Man, this whole time you did this. Put me on. What's up? And this is the value that I tell people, like, don't get to know your clients. You'd be surprised, you know, the things that people do that you don't even realize because you're just, a lot of people just judge off of looks. People come in joggers with an afro, need a haircut, don't realize that this guy could be a millionaire. So
No, and that's what, you know, and then moving forward, just with our next question too. I mean, that's a really good way to put it. You just never know who's in your seat until you get to figure out who that person is in your seat.
Well, let me ask you this. That's for a barber, but let's someone for yourself, like an actor, comedian, or somebody that's just looking to be discovered.
Yeah.
What's your retirement plan? Like, how do you guys go about it?
So at the end of the day, and so luckily we have a union. So, you know, after you get a specific amount of SAG after credits, I have 2 currently. I'm not in a union yet. I got to get one more major credit, and then I have to join the union. Like, I have to. It's must, or I can't do another. Yeah, so you got to paying your dues. You know, everything you would a regular union construction-wise would be. It's the same concept on this end. So luckily, you know what I'm saying, you get set up with your 401k, you get set up with things. But it's a lot more difficult because jobs aren't guaranteed.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still had to grind audition and stuff like that to even fathom a paycheck, right?
Thanks.
So it's the same concept, but I guess there's more leeway because there is somebody that's going to give us an insurance plan. That it is going to give somebody, you know what I mean, to where a lot of barbers don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a similar concept, but it's definitely one of those things that gets you thinking like, man, I got to keep doing this for 40 years to make sure I can.
Oh, man.
So that's why, you know, but the thing is, goes back to the topic, man, just a space like this, man, it's more than just being a public figure. It's what you can provide for your people that are actually put eyes on you, to put money in your pockets, to you know, to get more eyes on you. What can you do to, you know, I just did this TV show. What do I got to do and be on 5 more next year? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Et cetera. So, but yeah, man, that was an awesome question by Angel. Thank you, Angel Fade Away.
Shout out, Angel.
Our next one is Estefania on Instagram, and she said, how is it going independent / booth and suite renting? So I'm guessing what's the difference between being an independent, you know, money-wise versus just booth and suite renting?
Repeat that again. Repeat exactly what she wrote.
So she just said going independent, booth, suite renting.
Okay, so I can only assume she's talking about like independent from like what I did, right? I moved out. So I went from working at a barbershop to leaving. The difference is freedom. Honestly, you're able to make your own schedule. I know when I was working at a barbershop, I had to like abide by the rules, which were like, I think they opened up from 9 to 8 p.m. So as a hard worker myself, man, from 9 to 8 p.m., I would do what the shop, you know, required me to do. If I had to be there and take clients and take appointments and charge the prices they charge, whatever. But it was always, and I say this all the time, it was always when the shop closes when I would stick around. And what was crazy is yesterday we were in Miami shooting at 3 a.m. in the street.
I saw that.
3 a.m.
I saw that, bro.
It was crazy.
And shout out to your team for being down like that,
know,
bro.
bro.
Shout out to who were your homies out there?
I got Poppy Blends. Shout out Poppy Blends, Henry Rodriguez, and then my girl Yanel. Beautiful model, short hair. We did some cool stuff. She had to get out of work, you know. So we couldn't get it through the day, so we just decided to do something late night. And we knew what it was. But what it was cool is that it took me back to the days where I was working at the shop. And I tell this to people, it's like, look, you want to work 40 hours a week for someone or for a company, but then you want to get out and then just go home and do nothing. You want to play games, chill with your boys, chill with your girls, or just Netflix and whatever. Why not also put in work for yourself or your own brand, right?
Always.
So that's one thing that I would do when I was working at the shop. I would stay late and work till 3, 4 in the morning. But obviously when you're 22, 23, 24, it's so much easier. Yesterday we were dying. And not only, there's a good thing that Miami's an hour ahead. So it was 3 in the morning, but 2 in the morning here. So I wasn't dying the way they were dying. But it took me back to that hustle grind mentality. Like, dude, we did it. So to go back to the question was, the freedom. The reason why I moved away from a shop and I didn't get a suite and I didn't do all that. I just got my own personal space was simply so I can do anything I want to do at 11 in the morning. I didn't have to ask permission to shut the shop down. I didn't have. It's my own space. I could do whatever I want when I want.
Morning cuts.
So I started doing content at 11 a.m. and would be done by 3 or 4 in the afternoon, whereas before I would start at 9 p.m. and be done at 2, 3 in the morning. So that's the biggest perk. And the best way to go about it is you have to have a clientele. Too many people want to move too fast. And the way I did it was I was so secure with my clients. I had so many of them that I knew that if I left, they would follow me, especially if it was only 10 minutes away. So that was kind of something that I was comfortable with. It was still a risk. I still felt it. But when I moved, the thing that helped me out was the fact that I was very, what's the word? Like, I was just always on point. I'm trying to find the right word for it. I can't think of it. Punctual. I was always punctual. If your appointment was at 1 p.m., you would walk in and your appointment was at 1 and I was ready. Whereas a lot of barbers,
Yeah.
you walk
They
in,
go in
yo,
the
bro, I'm
back.
like 20 minutes late. I got one more in front of you.
Yeah.
So being punctual was definitely one of the best things that I could have done for my clients because when I left and they decided to stay at the shop, they realized that no one else was operating like that, which made it easier for them to come back to me.
No, and that's a good way to put it because how do you it's a concept all around, bro. When you're at one spot, you know, and you're trying to go independent, if those 30 people, 40 people are not leaving with you,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like that can be scary. And did you have that thought,
Yeah.
or were you
Hell yeah.
like it's crazy?
It's a lot of stuff because now you got barbershops and salons that are like, well, you can't get the client's information. The client's information got to be in our booking system. So that way, when you leave or you decide to do us dirty, you can't take this client with us.
That's crazy.
Back when I was operating at a barbershop, it was like, yo, what's your number? Yeah, let me get, all right, bro, just text me
That's
and whatever.
facts.
So it was easier then. Barbershops and salons are getting smarter now. They're not allowing their stylists, which is smart. If you're a business owner, you don't want the people working for you to get personal information for the people because they're going to take them, right? They take your business away. But at the same time, it's also important to not just treat your barbers and stylists like workers, like treat them like you gotta treat them well, man. It's hard to say. Like, I know when I was working at Official Cuts, Mr. Official was very honest about working hard because he was a hard worker. So he always led by example. But I think one thing he didn't really realize is that not everybody moves like us. So when he would push people, sometimes he would push people too much that people would feel like, oh, I'm working like a slave. What am I doing? I'm doing too much. I'll never see my family and all that. And I think it would have been better if he would have just. And it's hard. You can't please no one. I could sit here and be like, you could have done this, but then
you wouldn't have pleased the other half of the group. Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but I think if you're just somebody that's working at a salon or a barbershop and you feel like you're ready to move, then you gotta take the risk. Big risk, big reward.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that one.
No, that's a great question as well, man. I like that topic a lot. Just because a lot of people are moving towards more the entrepreneurship of things. People are taking more chances more than ever. I've never seen these many go-getters in my lifestyle. I've never seen the risk takers because they're realizing their people that they look up to are all real risk takers. So there's no ifs, ands, or whats or buts about it. You gotta be a risk taker.
It's just you better have thick skin, man.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No, because especially, bro, the first year of you leaving an established area where you know this much money is gonna come from here, and you're going to an unknown area. That's that, man.
Yeah, it's scary, but like I said, I mean, no risk, no reward, right?
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, the thing is, I tell people just take your time. Like you'll know when you won't know when you're ready, but you'll feel it.
Yeah.
Like if you already feel like you got to leave that shop, that you feel like you're better off on your own, then take the risk. Listen to your gut.
Definitely. So yeah, no, definitely shout out to Estefania for that one. We are going on to our next question with Noel Blends off of Instagram. And his question was, when did you notice you started to make noise in the industry?
Oh man. Okay. It was there was a show back then. It was called Scissor Salute Show. Shout out to my brother Eli from New York. The Scissor Salute Show was like a real live podcast. It was crazy because it was a podcast before podcast was really a thing, and they would go on there and just talk about barbers and the highlight of the barber of the week and just give credit to people, the haircuts, and it was pretty cool. And I think at that time I had did a Biggie Smalls, and you're talking like 2012, 2013. I did a Biggie Smalls portrait with the crown, and it got featured on there. And I mean, for somebody like that, someone like myself that was doing hair at a shop to get featured on a show that was on the internet,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. It was dope, and that's when I started realizing that people started noticing the work I was doing. And then around the same time, I ended up winning a contest that I forgot I entered because you would just enter by hashtagging a couple of things. And it was this, it was called the Blurry Fade Contest by my brother, Mark the Barber from West Palm Beach, Florida, who is one of the most iconic barbers and like just when it all started. And one day I just seen that out, like right after that show was aired, like right after that, I won that contest. I think he said over 3,000 people had hashtagged.
Yeah.
And I won it without even realizing that I entered it. I guess I just hashtagged it without even thinking about it. And I won it. And it was a creative haircut. And that was when I started getting recognition like crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, but back then it was so much. It's like TikTok now, right? You can grow so fast on TikTok because the algorithm is so much different than what Instagram is. So now it's so hard to grow on Instagram. But I think with me, I just never. You obviously work to grow, right? But I just never paid attention to the following. Like, people ask me all the time, well, do you post? Do you have a certain time? You have this, you have that? I'm like, dude, I sometimes just go with my gut too. Like, if I feel the energy,
yeah,
drop it. Fuck it. One time I dropped something on Friday night, like it was like 6, 7 p.m. at night on a Friday, which I never do. And it did so well. And I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, no, and that's real, bro, because tapping into these algorithms, man, I mean, me, myself, bro, I have issues on TikTok, but I have smoke on Instagram, bro. I do very well on Instagram.
Yeah?
You know, I just did a Vic Blend skit, you know what I'm saying?
Did you really?
Yeah, Vic Blends be like, and it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was just something, a funny comic twist to it. And I maybe got like 100 likes on TikTok, and then Instagram, you know, for me, I got 1,400. So it's like, that was dope. And then, but one platform and the other platform was different, you know?
Hell yeah.
And it's crazy because Vic Blends did see it. He didn't like it.
How do you know he saw it?
On my story.
Oh.
I saw the Vic Blends blue check right there. He saw it, but he didn't double tap it. So all good. I want him to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So,
shout out Big Blends.
Big Blends is a
that
good
little
dude, man.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Big Blends, I want to say Mr. Official discovered him, even though I don't know how he may feel about it. But the reason why I say Mr. Official discovered him, because I remember one time he went to a show, and I think it was in North Carolina, that's where Vic's from. And then he came back home. He's like, yo, man, it's like, I just did a class over there, and there was this little 19-year-old dude, man. It's like, he's well-spoken. He's a beast. Like, that dude's going to be somebody. Now, when I'm hearing him, I'm like, oh, 19? I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, he's still so young.
Yeah.
Like, what could he know? You know,
Yeah.
19. I'm like, that's what's up. But he just kept speaking about him over and over. And I was like, all right. So then I ended up running into him. I forgot where or how I met him. But when he got put onto the Babyless team, you just know when you spot certain individuals, and you just know, like, okay, these people are different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these guys are gonna, like, this is not your ordinary 20-year-old,
Yeah.
21-year-old. And seeing him now, dude, like, I've seen him in shows all the time, and shout out to Vic, man, he's killing it. And he's kind of the inspiration of why I'm starting to do the content that I'm gonna start doing from now on. It's more like,
It's real.
it's real stuff. Like,
It's
more
real.
like, just, it's not just about cutting hair anymore.
No,
man.
it's
the
about
storytelling.
interactions,
Yeah,
bro.
the
It's-
interaction, the storytelling. So I see that it works for him, and I kind of want to obviously not copy him, but I definitely got inspired by how he went about it. I'm gonna do my own thing.
No, and I think this I wouldn't even call it copying at this point. I think it's just an inspiration because, you know, he blesses people with that free cut. And people don't know, man, but haircuts are therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't understand. We go to our barber to look good, but to also talk about our issues. You know what I'm saying?
Big time.
And Vic, he's been talking with kids. He's been talking with adults, everybody from every age. And I could tell at the end of that, man, those people are just smiling, happy, new. You know what I'm saying? At first, they're probably not up to a free cut by a stranger, but afterwards, when they look in that mirror, it's priceless, bro. So I wouldn't even call it copy. I would say it's a blessing, bro, for you to do something similar. Just to make somebody's day out of the genuality of your heart. You know what I'm saying?
And to hold a conversation too with
Yes.
somebody, like, people. I don't know what it looks like to people that are just watching his videos. I mean, I have to look at it. I can only see it and break it down the way I can understand it. But there's a lot of skill that comes from meeting somebody new, someone you never cut, convincing them to get a free haircut, especially when you're going into like dominant black people.
Yeah.
And then you're a white person
Yeah,
yourself.
that's real. That's
you know what
real.
I mean? Like, believe it or not, people still stereotype.
Yeah,
like,
no,
yo,
that's
can,
real.
Can you really cut?
Yeah,
black
no, that's
hair?
real. That's
So
real.
to be able to do that, man, and then kill the conversation, be recorded, do a nice. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that skit that people don't see.
No, and the thing is, it's cool that he's, you know, covered a lot of ground and people actually see him now because they're gonna be everybody's on the street, you know, afterwards. Hey, you're this person, you know, and that's real about that, you know, stereotypical, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's kind of discrimination in a way because I've had a white barber before. And everybody's like, you get cut by a white barber? I'm like, bro, he the freshest one.
Yeah,
you
right.
put me in front of whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You put me Enrique Iglesias, the cutter, the barber. He ain't touching my white boy. You know
It's
what I'm
like
saying?
my man's from Barbershop movie, the white boy from the Barbershop.
Clean,
Man,
bro.
I'm telling you, clean.
So no, that was a great question, Noel, man. I think it's definitely important to I don't know. I think it's kind of nice to look back at where you were,
Right.
and then that moment, that one, I'm here moment,
Right.
not where I want to be, but I'm here moment. You know what I'm saying? And for you, you know what I'm saying, you put that in the contest you wanted. You're like, okay, cool, and then people are just starting, hey, you're Lowe's, hey. You did that cut, man. Hey, good stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
like, oh, you know that big cut that I did? Oh, what's
That's
that?
crazy.
You know, so
It
nah.
still blows my mind how people like to this day just could spot you and you're just like, oh crap, people are watching. Like even the braid video that we did, is at 5.7 million views right now. Dude, like I forget where was I at? I was in Miami and we ran into some people, some barbers out there, and then they were telling their friends like, yo, remember that video I showed you? And they were like, oh, that's him. Like that's
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, people are. I mean, 5.5 million. That's a lot of people. If you think
Yeah.
about it. So 5.7. Actually.
How'd it feel though?
Feels cool. I mean, we talked about it last time. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of times I achieve certain things or I get to certain things, and it's like you go back to that mentality, like, oh, job ain't done. You know, remember we
Job
talked
ain't
about
done.
it?
Job ain't
Like
done.
it's cool, like dope. Oh, I made it here. Oh, I made it there. Dope, but job ain't done.
Job ain't done.
Like I still gotta keep going. So I don't ever get that satisfaction feeling, which kind of sucks.
No, no, and that's the thing. I think we'll never be fulfilled as artists, bro, because we're always gonna want to know what the next thing is.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. I got started my first movie that was on BET streaming service. Now I want to be on Netflix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Fucking
now
Hulu,
I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know. So
HBO or no,
HBO.
Cinemax After
I
Dark.
want to be at fucking Cinemark. You know what I'm saying? So
Or
type of thing. Yeah.
Cinemax After Dark.
Exactly. Because if I fail, I'm definitely my boy JC Cut It. He's gonna have an OnlyFans job here soon. But man, hey, thank you for the question, man. Noel Blends, appreciate that one.
What else we got?
Next one we have. I think this is interesting. Isaac the Barber. On Instagram, he asked, "How do you catch the attention of big brands like Babyliss or Level 3?"
Focus on yourself. I say it all the time. And the best analogy that I could think of is like when you think back to like Michael Jordan, right? And I say this Michael Jordan because, you know, I'm obviously the greatest of all time. I mean, Muhammad Ali, you got LeBron James, whatever your generation of an icon is. For me, it was MJ. Some people might think Kobe Bryant. But to the point of all that is, let me ask you this, Ruben. You think MJ was killing the court and then he would just get home and like DM Nike or Gatorade and be like, yo, y'all see me?
Nah.
You see what I'm doing?
Nah, he definitely did.
What's up? No,
he was out there.
MJ did him.
Yeah.
MJ focused on MJ.
Mm-hmm.
And when you focus on yourself, man, you start to really shine where people start noticing you.
Yeah.
I have access to the Babyliss for Barbers page. And sometimes when I do lives on there, I have to log in. And sometimes, you know, I snoop around. I don't see the messages that come in because there's so many messages that come in.
People tagging and everything.
Yeah, but the messages that come in that be like, hey, you know, I'm a barber for. I mean, people write a book like I'm a 15-year-old veteran. I could do this, I could do that, and this and this and that. But to me, is like, well, I've never heard of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, okay, yeah, you've done that, but how come I haven't heard of you? What is it about you that makes you special?
Yes.
Like, yeah, you can cut, but you need to do more than cut.
What do you
to be noticeable, right?
That's real because there's a million barbers in this world.
Yeah, what makes you special?
What makes you stand out? Because Babyliss can't sponsor a million barbers.
No, but I think what it is like with me, dude. I never DM'd anyone. I had not one company that I've ever represented that I DM. I just always focused on me and focused on my brand, focused on Lowe's Cut It, focused on my work ethic, focused on my work, my designs. I mean, everything that I'm known for. And with that, you know, my name starts making noises and people start talking, and that's how these companies hear about you. And that's the best way to go about it. I think when people, especially people that just started off 2 years in, 3 years in, 4 years in, and they're so worried about that, I'm like, dude,
don't worry, it's gonna come, man. Because even with my size, bro, I'm technically in the itemized, I think you would say micro influencer. One thing that I always tell people, man, is you got to tap into people on the same level as you. I can't hit up Balenciaga and say, hey, let me be your next plus size model.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I hit up local brands. I hit up brands that are up and coming. You know, I'm up and coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm still young in this game. I'm 27 years old. I'm 2-3 years in the comedy. I'm about 4 or 5 in acting. You know, I'm not necessarily a veteran yet, you know?
Right.
But I hit in the same ideology. You know what I'm saying? I go and hit these brands up for example, you know, Talking Money Clothing out of Springfield, Illinois. Hey, bro, I love your brand. I would love to, you know, wear it at my shows. You know, what can we do to make this work out? Here's a box, bro. Can you take pictures in it, tag us, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Yoko Vaca over, I want to say Virginia. Hit me up and say what can we do to, you know, can you put this in your skit? Can you do this? Can you do that? We see that you can get 14K views in one thing.
Facts.
How can I throw something in there? And bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's possible. It's just you can't, if you don't have no resume, if you have no, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you've been able to model for these. You've been able to display their product the way that they would want it.
Right.
What, you know, all right, come here. And there are the bigger ones per se. So I would say too, on that aspect, don't aim so high. Look at your surroundings and see who can see you like you can see them.
Facts. Yeah,
So
that's true too. I mean, I think a lot of people just focusing on that, it takes away from your own skill, your own talent. You know, like why it's, don't get me wrong, I love working for Level 3 and I love working for Babyliss. Like I truly enjoy it. Two of the best companies that I've ever worked for. But it's a lot more than what people see. You know, I think people just see all the cool shit that we do. Like we're going to London and Dubai in October and all these cool stuff. But they don't realize when you have, if you're getting paid, you have things you have to get done for these companies. You have you don't have the freedom. When you're not signed, you're independent. You can do whatever the hell you want. But obviously, the worse you do, no one's gonna want you. If you're out there smoking weed and posting this and posting that, no one's gonna want to mess with you. But still being able to be free and do what you want and have the power to change the industry tomorrow, that's what you should focus on. Because a lot of these people that get caught in these companies and sign these contracts, they might sign a 3-year contract and the first year might seem like, wow, bro, that was amazing. I'm getting money, I'm traveling, that. But what about the next 2 years when for whatever reason that company isn't as relevant or it isn't as hot anymore? But now you're still stuck in that contract.
Yeah.
Or what if you blow up big time and you're just super famous, but now you're stuck in that contract from when you weren't famous, which is a little bit of money, and you got 2 more years to go. You heard about Scottie Pippen, right?
Well, no. Well,
So back in the day, Scottie Pippen, he signed the 10-year. I mean, don't quote me 100%.
you're talking about the 9-year contract with the Bulls.
Yeah, it was the 9 years.
Oh, and he got a rookie value. Yep, I know.
So you get what I mean? So by the time he blew up and was playing with Jordan, winning all his championships, everyone was making money except for Pippen.
Yeah.
Because he signed such a long contract that
his agent, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
so think about that when you guys are working with companies or you want to get signed with companies. Like, see where you're going to be in the next year. If you feel like you're going to grow, and people like Vic Blends would always talk about it. Oh, when I'm 21, watch, I'm going to be bigger and better. And he saw that in himself. I've always seen that in myself. Every year, I always had to get better and better.
Yep.
So when I signed contracts, I tried to do yearly or 2 years max. The 3-year, 4-year, man, so much shit could happen in that much time. And for you to give yourself that option to move away or expand, you should always. But then again, like I said, if you're not somebody that's signed, man, enjoy being independent because you could do anything you want. And that's my advice.
No, that's good advice, man, because people that think it's just that, oh, here's a product, here's some money, that's it. Nah, there's that dotted line, bro. There's some things in there. They're like, okay, now you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And some people can't handle being told you can't do this little thing. Facts. You know, and now you're representing somebody else's company.
And if you have a fear of talking in front of people and they want you to go on stage, or if you have a fear of planes and they want you to travel, or if you have anxiety, if you have this, or you're not a morning person, but you got to have a meeting at 7 in the morning at the booth, even if you partied all night, there's a lot of shit people don't see, right? So ask yourself first, are you equipped? Can you open up your shop on time first before you want to get signed for a company? Right? Are you going to miss your flight? Are you not going to miss your flight? You know, there's so much to it. So
no, I would say take a business communication class as well, man, because
100%.
The way that some of these people be DMing people, no apostrophes, no periods, the wrong there, like
misspelling shit,
misspelling everything, misspelling the brand name. Like, hey, I'm trying to join Bayless.
Literally.
So man,
what else we got, man?
Man, we got a couple more. Let's touch on. I like this one because I think you're gonna drop some keys on this one. This comes from Deezer Blends, and it's how do you keep busy and acquire new clientele?
What's his name? Keezer?
Deezer Blends.
Deezer Blends. Well, Deezer. I'm no longer really working behind a chair like I was, but this is how do I keep busy and acquire new clientele?
Yeah, so pretty much keep busy and how to acquire new clients.
When I was working at the shop, and I'm sure a lot of you guys that work at barbershops can relate, there's days it's going to be slow. There's days that are going to be extremely busy. There's going to be days where the weather's going to mess with your clientele. Right, so how do you keep busy? So how I did it was, if I'm not cutting hair, I'm taking care of stuff, right? If I'm not cutting hair, I'm either running around taking care of errands, or I'm on my laptop, or I was on my laptop or on my phone thinking of the next project, thinking of the next shoot, thinking of the next, or editing a video, editing a photo. There was never a time, and I say this crazy because I know a lot of people. Let me ask you this. Do you have games on your phone?
Nah.
Right, I don't either.
Nah.
I don't have a single game on my
Nope.
phone. And to me, it's kind of like interesting when I look around and I see people at the shop just like playing Minecraft
Yeah,
on their
something,
phone,
yeah.
just sitting around,
Yeah.
or they're playing Angry Birds, or what is that, Candy Crush?
Yeah.
They're just playing. It's just like, okay, but you want to be busy, but you
Yeah.
want to make money, but you want to travel, but you want if you're just killing your time, man. And what I think with me is that whenever I wasn't cutting hair at the shop, I was utilizing that free time to focus on my brand, on Lowe's Cut It. You know what I mean? So that's how I did it. And how did I acquire new clients? It was simple: be punctual, be professional, be on time, and cut good hair and communicate with your clients. A lot of people say, yo, social media is the best form of advertisement. It's free, which is all true. But at the same time, the best of the best
Word
is word of mouth. You know, because if you're cutting someone that pays you $100, who do you think that person hangs out with?
Other people that gonna pay $100.
Exactly, man. So if you take care of that person, and not just take care of them as, oh, I give you a sick fade, but take care of them, make them feel special in a way where you can come in on your day off once or twice. You can do certain things for them because that's how they're gonna speak about you. Even now, man, I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and get text messages from people that are out at the club or at the strip club, and be like, or I've even gotten videos of my clients would be like, oh, yo, you know this guy? Yo, he says he's your client too. Yo, we got a fresh. And they're all drunk texting me.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show that even on a night out, people are talking about
so
you.
hey, bro, yeah.
And your work and your haircut. So that's the best. That's my best advice.
Just treat people well, man.
Yeah, that's
Treat
it. Be
people,
good to people, man.
yeah,
Respect their time
yeah.
and deal with people that respect your time. That's it.
Exactly. And man, yeah, like you're right on that thing, man. You're just taking that extra effort to make someone feel like not just a client, bro, but someone that you value. You know, on a respect level, on a business level. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hold on, we good? What's going on? We're good? All right.
but yeah, and so there's a couple other questions I kind of already touched on. Overall, bro, you know, what does it take to be an ambassador? You know, hair shows, how to be part of hair shows. I think that's it. You know, you know, similar ones. So,
Wait, somebody asked how to be a part of hair shows?
Yep.
Who's that?
The Beard Doctor 007.
Nice, sick ass name.
But yeah, she asked how to be a part of hair shows.
Go to hair shows. Go. That's it. Go. You know how many people I've met that work for the companies that I not only work for, but other companies that I see, and their stories are all like, "Oh, I just showed up one day and asked, do you guys need help with anything? Do you want me to wash your models out? Do you want me to clean? You want me to sweep?" I know people that show up to hair shows and started sweeping for companies for free, and then they did it again, and they did it again, and then you know what? They went out of their own way, spent a little bit of money, and went to the next city and did it there. And before you know it, hey,
They're on the show.
why don't you be a part of the team? Hey, why don't you come be an apprentice? I think people just don't take initiative. I think a lot of people wish or want things to just fall on their lap. And it sounds crazy to keep saying the same thing because I feel like every time I'm on Instagram or on YouTube or on TikTok, I hear the same people talking about the same thing. But for some reason, so many people out there still don't get it.
No.
Like, I feel like I sound like a YouTube video, like so cliche, telling you what I think you should already know. Just show up. Go to a hair show. There's a hair show in some of the biggest cities, in all the biggest cities, from New York, Chicago, LA, Long Beach, Orlando, Texas. I mean, you got BarberCon in Dallas, Texas. These are all cities that if you haven't been, hey, man, take that time off. Go. Not only go to the show, but take a vacation. Get your mind right. And I think people just are so used to just being comfortable in their routine that anything that knocks that routine out,
It throws them.
off. But that's what it's all about.
No, and that's real, bro. I mean, coming back to the same aspect, before, I started really getting back in, getting into the acting game, I was always offered like, hey, do y'all need help on set? Do y'all need someone to carry the waters? Do y'all need somebody, do y'all need somebody in the background? I could be in the background as a blur if that helps the scene out. And then, after a while, you're meeting people of the same area, and they're like, hey man, you know how to act? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do, but I'm just here to learn the terminology, because that's big, bro. Same aspect. You got to learn terminology. You got to know when they say first team, second team, action cut, rolling, sound going. You know what I'm saying? There's so many terms that you want to know before you try to step in to be top dog. You know what I'm saying?
And it goes back to my point, right? When people think of being an actor, oh, I just know how to act. True. But it's like me saying, I can educate because I know how to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
do you know your shit?
there's a lot of shit behind just talking to people. It's a science behind controlling a crowd when you're on stage. The power of the pause, knowing how to move side to side so you're just not standing still, knowing when to ask questions when you feel like you're losing the crowd. There's so much behind it that I don't think people notice it. And just like you, I didn't think about it till now, because I'm like, yeah, if you're an actor, it's not just about acting, it's about understanding the terminology and knowing when to do what.
Yeah, exactly.
Genius.
No, it's real, bro. And we are on to our last question, and has absolutely nothing to do with neither of our careers.
Nice.
It's talking about men's mental health.
Oh, what was the question? Is that?
That's literally what it asks. So I'm assuming.
Oh, because I did say topics.
Yeah, so I'm sure the topic of this will be men's mental health. And I think this is deep, man. We were on the upper, it's gonna go lower, because it's real, bro. Statistically. Let's talk about it. Statistically, men commit suicide more than women do. Men go through a lot of things we don't really talk about, because in Latino households, we're told that a lot of our emotions are, more feminine. You can't, you're a man up. And then, 10, 15 years later, we never tried to, face our demons, and now our demons already overpowered us. And, in adulthood, we face them now, and but it kind of looks back, you think back at times, so I'm like, man, I really needed to talk that day. Man, I really needed, closure on some of these things. Man, maybe I needed someone that day. I wouldn't have this issue to this day, But that's me personally, bro. I mean, everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own issues. Me personally, bro, it's sad, man, but I've been to enough funerals where suicide was the cause of death. And it's never easy, bro. And it happens in all cultures, bro, At first, when I lived in Peoria, it was a lot of my white homies that did it. And then, moving up here to a more culture area, more, times of, Latinos, blacks, Asian, it happens in every race now,
100%.
It comes to fathom, like, man, like we all go through similar issues, bro. We all can take it differently. And, sometimes, bro, it's like, it's the inevitable, I had an issue. Not an issue, but I had a discussion with a friend today, and they asked, like, what's the, why? And I'm like, it don't matter, bro. It's suicide is suicide, period. They're like, well, maybe if we notice the signs. Like, bro, sometimes when people are planning on doing it, there's just simply no stopping it. Because a lot of these cats have families, and if that can't hold them back from doing that, you think words are gonna, change their idea? Or what do you think?
What's crazy is I just kind of shifted my perspective on suicide. I was watching two TikToks, right? One was crazy. There was this one. These are Reddit stories on TikTok, right? So you hear about them, and it says something about like this guy that after he jumped off a bridge, he died, and they went to his apartment. They went through all this stuff, and they found a letter on his desk, and on the letter it said, like, I've been fighting through this or something, and I think today's the day. I'm gonna walk towards the bridge, and I'm gonna jump off, kill myself. But if one person on the way as I walk to that bridge just looks at me and says hi, I'm gonna come back home. And obviously, if he's dead, it didn't happen, right? And you start thinking like, damn, like how crazy is it that? And me, I'm very social. I am, but I'm not. I pick and choose when I'm social. I have my ups and downs.
You're an introverted extrovert.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I'm at her shows, I'm locked in. I'm so locked in. I communicate with hundreds of people and talk to people and all that.
You thrive in public places like that.
Big time. Yeah. And then there's times where I just don't want to deal with nobody.
Like right now, you just want.
I came back home from Miami. I was like, I'm tired. So, when I see people like I'm that type, like I live in a skyrise, so I'm in an elevator every day, and I run into different people. And I'm the type, I'll greet somebody, even there's times where I greet people and they don't greet me back. But I don't care because at least I did it.
Yeah.
And every time I walk in somewhere, I'm passing someone, I always say hi. I don't know what it's just, I don't know what it could be, morals, manners, whatever you want to call it. I'm just a nice person. I try to be nice.
Yeah.
The other TikTok video it also changed my perspective because they were talking about how committing suicide was a selfish thing. And I've always thought that. I've known a couple of people in high school that committed suicide. I know friends that lost friends through suicide. And being someone that, like myself, who in times in my life have been depressed where you really feel like, what am I doing, man? I ain't worth anything. Like, what? Like, it's not even worth it. Why am I putting this work? No one likes me. No one's like you. Everybody goes through that. And I always fought through it, and I had my ways of doing it, and came out of it. So I would be like, yeah, that's selfish. Like, you kill yourself. You're not even thinking about your family. You're not thinking about nothing else. But this TikTok that I was watching, they were talking about, like, this one girl was saying, I've been on both sides. Like, I've lost people that been through suicide, and I've been suicidal. And she said, people say it's selfish, but in reality, people don't understand that every day that they fight to live another day for their family, for their friends. It's an ongoing battle. So when they finally give in, it's not that they're selfish. It's just about that the battle won. Like, I mean, she lost the war. They lost the war, whoever. And it made me think, I'm like, damn, okay, people that are really struggling through depression, they probably are fighting to live for others rather than themselves. So you can't be mad at someone who's fighting, right? Eventually you lose. It is what it is. But what I could share is what's helped me every time I've ever felt depressed. I've always it's crazy because I discovered this a while back, and I've always told myself, what can I do to get out of it? And what helped me was bettering myself. If I better myself, if I start hitting the gym and start losing weight or to get better, or if I meet somebody and start hanging out with that person, they bring joy in my family. If I start doing things that switch it up instead of just laying in bed, and don't get me wrong, like, depressed, you don't want to leave the house, you don't want anything, right?
Nothing.
But working towards something that's gonna benefit you, even if you don't want to, that's what helped me, because once I got out of that funk and I started losing weight, looking better, feeling better, confidence raising, then I would get out of it and feel so much better and be like, whew, why the hell was I feeling like that? You know what I mean?
No, it's real.
And I had somebody a couple years ago argue with me and fight with me about how depression was like a medical disorder and this and that. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I can't agree with that because I've been depressed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's levels of depression, if there's severe depression and just regular. I don't know what's what. But I know that if you're super depressed, dude, laying in bed and being on the couch is not going to make anything better. So if you just get up and do something, hit the gym, meet with people, do something, like not just your friends, like people that truly care about you and feel the love, I think that's a great chance of breaking through and snapping out of it.
No, and that's real, because the thing is that people that I wanna tell people about, bro, is like, you can get yourself out of the funk. You just one day have to wake up and be like, I'm sick of feeling like this. I hate feeling like this. What do I got to do to get out of this feeling? And you can get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I got out of it, bro. I mean, 3-4 years ago, bro, I was damn near homeless, dog. I was broke. I was donating plasma to eat Burger King because I had a coupon for $4.99, 2 original chicken sandwiches and 2 small fries, bro. I still remember to this day. And when I make it big, I'm gonna have a meal with them, but a baby horchata meal, Burger King. But and in those times, bro, like, what am I gonna do to put myself in a better position so I have some type of joy that day? And I always realized that I did amazing in downtown Chicago. Why? Because there's life there.
Yeah.
You know, and so I would go to the Bean, cliche, tourist bourbon thing, go to the Bean. When I go to the Bean, what do you see? Families.
Energy.
Kids running around, people laughing, people having a great time, people taking pictures together. You could tell tourists from all over the world are there enjoying their time with each other. That made me feel fulfilled, bro. Like, I felt good that day, And it's all right, cool, man. I like seeing that, because I was missing my family. I don't live with my family. They're in Missouri. But it felt good to see people enjoy themselves. So, and I thrived off that energy. And that's real. You get energy from other folk. And that's how you realize, another topic, another day, who's your family, who's your not. If someone's draining you or someone's adding to you, and putting yourself in those areas, and then figure out what's your why. I think after that, everything's become so much clearer. What brings fruition to your life? What makes you happy?
Facts, that's it.
And when you know what makes you happy, you go there.
100%. And I think, I mean, I think a lot of people are just under this pressure of making money and this, and especially now with inflation and money and jobs, and it's so hard out there for people, and I see it. But I just tell people, just find your definition of success. If you think being rich is the definition of being successful, then how do you explain those that are multi-millionaires that are jumping out of windows?
Yeah.
Or people that are super rich that are miserable. Money is just opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And I think what helped me a lot was just knowing that as long as I'm happy and I'm at peace, then I'm successful.
Yeah.
Because there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed, and that's what?
Death.
Exactly. So no matter what you do, no matter how big you make it, no matter anything, at the end of the day, you're gonna go. You're gonna go. So why go working so hard and being miserable trying to chase the dollar when you could just enjoy life? And I heard a story a while back that, to sum it all up, it was something about, I'm gonna probably chop the words up so bad, but it was something along the line with this rich dude that went on vacation and was seeing this poor guy fishing, and he was somewhat seeing him, and the point of the story was that he was talking to the fisherman about what he did for a living, and then I was like, okay, so dude was talking about how stressed he was, how much money he made, how stressed he was, the stuff he had to go through just to go on vacation, this and that. Long story short, dude made all this money and did all that stress and all that just to go on vacation where the poor person's living and doing the same thing that the rich guy wanted to do, which was just fish.
Yeah.
And he's like, you see, I didn't have to be rich. I wake up every day and I fish with my family and I'm enjoying my life. Whereas in you have to take time off to do this because you're rich.
Yeah.
And like I said, I probably chopped that whole story up, but when I thought about that, I'm like, it's true. A lot of people want to work to be so rich and wealthy and powerful just to do something that someone who's super poor and is homeless is already doing, which is relaxing and do nothing.
Yeah.
And I think just find your definition of success. If you think like me and you think just being happy and at peace is successful, and if you're there, then you made it.
You made it.
You made it, dude. I get stressed out over the dumbest shit. Even today, coming here to do the podcast, I had to stop at the bank and deposit some money, and I stopped. I'm in traffic hour, and if you don't know about Chicago traffic hour, it's the worst.
Yeah.
And 2, I stopped at 3 Chase banks, and none of them they were all closed, and you couldn't even have access to walk in and deposit money at the ATM. So it was so annoying. I'm so frustrated. I was even talking. I was like, yo, I don't even want to do this podcast. I'm in no mood to talk. And then I have to once I deposited the money and I pulled up to headquarters, I had to take a breather and be like, look, let's make it happen. Snap out of it. Why am I putting myself through this negative energy and all that? And I come in here and you guys are all showing me love and all that. Boom, energy shifted. And that's it. I'm here and we're doing it. I think it's going pretty well. And that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. And I have to go back and be like, all right, don't get crazy like that no more. Stop getting frustrated over the dumbest shit. And I think a lot of people let little things get to them that turn into bigger things and turn the outcome way worse. And I've a lot of things that I say come from things that I've learned. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react to them.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, things happen. Sometimes things don't happen to you, they happen for you. So maybe there's a reason why I didn't get here earlier. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a reason why all 3 banks were closed. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have to always change the perspective and be like, all right, well, we made it here. We're filming the podcast. Everything's going smooth. Maybe there's a reason why. Maybe if I didn't have to go to the bank and I came straight here, something would have happened. I would have got pulled over. I would have got a car accident. You never know. Yeah. But things like that is just what shifts my perspective on a lot of things. And they say things happen for a reason. So
yeah, no, and it's funny, come to think of it, bro, when it comes to stresses and all that, you think about, you recall the times that when you were struggling, and you probably recall times that you were probably a little more happier when you were struggling because you had so little, but you felt so grateful. Then compared to now, to where now you have a lot more what you had, but more money, more problems, right?
Bro, there was times where I had enough money to do anything I wanted. I could literally, if I wanted, I'm my own boss. I don't work for nobody, right? So part of that is, what sucks is I don't have vacation days or paid vacation days. If I take time off, I'm losing money.
Yeah.
This is why I always travel with my clippers, because no matter where I go, I could make money.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to like when I had money in the bank, when I was good, I was alone. I was spending a lot of time downtown because everybody that I knew had 9 to 5s, school and all that. So I was by myself downtown riding bikes, just keeping myself busy. Now that I built this empire that we're in right now, and I put all my money into this place, and I'm still putting money. Everything that comes in, I'm putting back into it because I see the vision. I wanted to grow.
Yeah.
And now I'm at my lowest as far as the as far as what I have saved up, and I'm slowly trying to build it. I got the best team around. I got people that help me, man, like Ricky and JC, Carlos. You're now a part of the team, and there's other people that are still part of the team that help me out. And I don't even have enough money to pay these guys, so I find ways to pay them, in the sense of like tools and opportunities, and come here and come there. And it's crazy you say that because when I had money to spend, I didn't have a team.
Yeah.
And now that I'm like fucking damn near broke and I'm building back up, I got some of the most solid people that I have representing headquarters, man.
Yeah. No, and that's real, bro. That's real. And like I said, just even with tapping into your story, you know, you coming in frustrated. I saw it in your eyes, bro. I saw it in your eyes. That's why, what do you think? I was like, this is your boy, baby Horchata. I was like, you woke up a little bit. I was like, all right, cool. We in here.
Yeah, I was out,
you
bro.
know, and I was ready, bro. But te fijé, I saw you. I was like, I got energy. I'm good. I had a great day today. Let me give him some. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some energy.
Yeah.
And so, you know, on that aspect, bro, we're here, bro. We always think the longevity of things, bro. Because what this place is going to be a year from now, bro.
Man,
Papi.
I know. There's already a lot of cool things happening. I mean, this Saturday, what's happening this Saturday?
This Saturday, man, we have a comedy show at Headquarters Chicago, bro. I'm bringing a lot of my homies with me, man. We're going to be tearing this place up. We got DJ Chino Records on the ones and twos. We also got Exotic Piña going to be mixing up your drinks, bro. And it's going to be a great time, bro. I'm just excited to just bring laughs to people, bro. Because I know people are looking forward to this day. People are like, Saturday, I'ma just relax.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of people's relaxed day.
Yeah.
And what do us comedians like to do, bro, is provide an amazing time, bro. So
Thanks.
I'm already talking up with my homies and they're excited about it, man. They saw pictures of the space and their jaw dropped, and
Hell yeah.
you know what I mean? And just to give them that experience as well too, bro. It's amazing because we're all so used to these just normal bars, you know, where this one, you know, whatever. They've never done something like this before.
Exclusive,
Private, bro. They never done this before.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to be back home now, and then we got 3 days to make it happen. I got the chairs already rented out. I got tables rented out. We got the DJ. We got the bar. And all we got to do is just set it up, man, and bring everybody over, bring it to life. So I'm super geeked for that. To just, I mean, dude, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, a year ago, Lowe's, you're gonna host your first comedy show in your own space, I would have been like, what? Why a comedy show? Like, I do hair, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it goes to show, man, hey, expand,
Expansion, bro.
man. You never know.
No, that goes back to the couple questions a while too, bro. Is that you never know who's in your chair.
Facts.
I never know who's in the crowd. You know how many times I always make it a thing, bro. And that's like I always try to tell my homies, bro. After the show, don't you dare go in that green room, bro.
Yeah.
Shake everybody's hand, bro. Say thank you for coming, because that is a potential like person for life in your life,
Facts.
bro. That's happened a lot, bro. Somebody in that crowd knew somebody that can get me somewhere where I want to be.
Facts.
Et cetera, et cetera. You know,
Facts.
and that's how we met.
Yeah.
Ricky was like, hey, bro, I got a friend that does comedy, and he's giving us, you know, these free tickets, bro. Let's go.
Facts. Yeah.
Where'd you go? And then boom, now we got a show this Saturday.
Oh, bro, I'm so geeked for it. Like, I really am. I'm so excited for it. And yeah, I'm excited as hell for it. And I'm excited to hear the material. I'm excited to just see people in here laughing, having a good time, drinking. And it's a Saturday night, so it's just gonna be vibes.
What better, bro? What better, man?
It's gonna be vibes.
And man, this has been an amazing podcast, bro, because we got to interact with people that, you know what I mean, people that just are you know, following you, and we're gonna keep continuing this, man. We're gonna keep. So shout out to all of Los's followers, man. Keep asking questions. Keep, you know what I mean. We're always gonna keep bringing topics up that you guys want to talk about. It ain't about us, bro. It's about y'all.
Yeah, once we figure out this whole live, and we could go live with while you guys are like listening to us. The thing is, we just gotta proof the concept. We gotta get enough people to want to go live. But I think for now, my goal is just to bring different identities in here. Obviously, Ruben, whenever he can make it, he'll be the co-host, and we just bring it. And anybody you guys want to see in the industry, because right now, the beautiful thing about my reach is that I could bring anybody with time from the industry. There's not one person that I feel like I can't get a hold of, but with proper timing and planning, we could bring anyone you guys want. So if you guys like what you're hearing, if you guys like what you're seeing, drop the comment. Like, yo, we would like to see this person. We would like to see that person. Or we want to learn about this topic. And we're not just talking about barbers and hairstylists. We're talking about comedians now. We're talking about makeup artists. We're talking about entrepreneurs, business people. I mean, lawyers. What do you guys want to see? This is In the Cut with Los Cut It and my homie Ruben, Baby Horchata, episode 1 at headquarters. Let's do it.
Estamos.
Let's go. Sheesh.